In this video we're going to be checking out the top 5 best Chromebook in this year. I made this list based on products features, consumers reviews, online popularity, brand reputation, prices and more. I've included options for every type of consumer. If you want more information and updated pricing on the products mentioned, be sure to check the links in the description down below. Okay, so let's get to the video. Number 1 Google Pixelbook. The Google Pixelbook brings a new level of class to Chrome OS. When you first see the price for the Google Pixelbook, you'd be forgiven for experiencing a bit of initial sticker shock. For a class of laptops that almost prides itself on being the cheaper, more cost-conscious choice for most consumers, Google seems to have bucked that trend, instead pushing the price of their latest X2 well into the space of what you'd expect to shell out for a high-tier Windows machine or MacBook Air. The Google Pixelbook is the summation of all the triumphs that the Chromebook market has seen over the past 6 years, as well as the perfect example of how to improve on its mistakes. This laptop carries the same level of professionalism and swagger you'd find on the latest 2-in-1 Dell XPS 13, all while costing even less than half the price. That said, if there were one place we had to fault the Pixelbook, it would be in the department of its battery life. Long battery life on Chromebooks is one of their main features, with plenty of models reaching up to 12 hours of total battery life. Unfortunately, during our tests, the most battery we could get out of the machine was around 7.5 hours. So, if you're someone who needs to run their laptop all day without accessing a charger, this may not be the pick for you. Regardless of that small caveat, Google's Pixelbook still knocks it clean out of the park on nearly every other metric. If you want a well-rounded laptop that blurs the line between where Chromebook ends and high-quality laptops begin, this is the model to go with. Chromebooks, it should be noted, are not the best gaming laptops, but they are awesome. Always look for the best laptops for the job you need. Number 2 Asus C302 Flip Chromebook. The Asus C302 sets the standard in Chromebook convertibles for 2020. We know that the best Chromebooks have a ceiling for how good they can get, it's no secret. Where some business professionals need every bit of power they can squeeze out of their ThinkPad and certain creatives can't make it 10 feet out the front door without their MacBook Pro, when it comes to balancing that act between well-built and still creative enough to compete with the big boys, we still think Chromebooks are king. Durable and stylish, offerings like the Asus C302 show that the OS can be just a little bit playful when it needs to be, while also classing up the joint just a couple of notches at the same time. The C302 is light, nimble, and scarily thin, adding just the right amount of heft to your hand whether you're using it in tablet or clamshell mode. Personally, I'm in love with this particular design, and think just like examples such as the Dell XPS 13 2-in-1, the time has finally come when convertible laptops can start to be taken seriously again. And while we know that 12.5 inches doesn't necessarily mean this laptop is technically the best 12, we think it does everything it needs to at the size so well, it deserves the trophy in both spots anyway. That's just how good it is. Number 3 Horsepower Chromebook X2. The HP X2 proves that Chromebooks have enough power for any task. This is the beast of the bunch, HP's heaviest hitter in the lineup. Though Chrome OS is famous for its ultralight footprint that can run on pretty much anything that isn't an actual toaster, this hasn't prevented manufacturers like HP from packing their flagship laptop with specs that would even put most mid-range Windows machines to shame. With a 2.6 GHz Intel Core M37Y30 processor and 4 GB of RAM on board, the HP Chromebook X2 is easily one of the most high-octane entries on this list. When combined with the already zippy nature of Chrome OS, and you have a combo that simply can't be beat. Number 4 Samsung Chromebook Plus V2. The Samsung Plus V2 is the perfect convertible with a stylus for students. When you open up the Samsung Chromebook Plus V2 for the first time, it can be hard not to feel a small sense of surprise, accompanied by an odd sense of nostalgia. Why? Well, for one, it's one of the first laptops we've ever seen that actually opts for a 16:10 aspect ratio, rather than the traditional 16:9. This makes things a bit awkward in laptop mode, but they feel right at home once you swap over to the tablet. Tablet mode in 16:10 feels perfect, and lets you get just the right amount of screen real estate out of any web page you're browsing. That said, obviously, movies and TV shows are going to be letterboxed to the maximum, So if you want a laptop to use exclusively for media watching, you're better off going with something like the Google Pixelbook instead. The company's trademark level of polish and thoughtful design is also out in full force with the Chromebook Plus V2. This is undoubtedly the sleekest offering of all the Chromebooks on this list, thinner and lighter than any other model we've tested to date. If you can get past the somewhat awkward screen ratio, which is only really an issue when you're using the device in clamshell mode, and even then isn't really that bad once you get used to it, the Plus is the one for you. Number 5. Samsung Chromebook Plus. The Lenovo Chromebook C302 is a sleekly designed device that comes at an extra affordable price. Convertibles have been all the rage with laptop manufacturers ever since tablets started stealing away nearly half of their share of the portable marketplace, with the ability to fill the gap between the people who love the iPad, but just wish it were about 3 times heavier and came with a bulky keyboard strapped to its back. But, even though the early days of convertibles saw a few too many clunky attempts at staying compact, more recently it looks as though the technology is finally coming into its own thanks to entries like the Lenovo Chromebook C302. This Lenovo Chromebook is perfect for students and teachers alike, with enough power to breeze past any tablet combined with a touchscreen/stylus combo. It may not be the most powerful or pretty looking of the bunch, but its design and flexibility make it a must-buy for anyone who prefers the feeling of a tablet combined with all the extra trappings of a laptop. If you are a programmer, our best laptops for programming will take care of you. Thanks for watching the video. If you find this video helpful, please help out the channel by giving this video a like or subscribe the channel and tell us which product caught your eye in the comments below.